Bonjour! Episode 12 of the Emma Watson-a-thon, and today I will be watching The Bling Ring, which I think I've heard is the worst Emma Watson film. However, I have seen another Emma Watson film that is coming up already, and I don't think it's possible to be any worse than that film, so I highly doubt it. Anyway, The Bling Ring is, I think, about a gang of teenage girls breaking into Hollywood houses and stealing stuff. I think I've also heard that it was based on a Vogue article or something, an article from one of those type of tabloids. So yeah, I guess it's based on true events then? I don't know. I'm not really looking forward to it. The story doesn't really appeal to me. My mother watched it when it was fairly new, and I didn't want to watch it because the story didn't appeal to me. But yeah, I'm going to watch it anyway now, so I hope it won't be as bad as everyone seems to think it is. But I guess I'll find out, and I will let you know after I've seen the film. I'm back, and to be honest, this movie kinda broke me. Not really, well, maybe. Basically, for a bunch of reasons, I suddenly took a very long break from working on the Tom Holland-a-thon and the Emma Watson-a-thon, which is why in the last two videos my hair is so much shorter, because they were filmed 4 months ago. I don't really know why I suddenly stopped everything, but this was the last movie out of the marathons that I saw before my break, so I'm blaming the break on this movie. Before I stopped, I hadn't written the script for this video yet, so I may have forgotten a few important things, but I think I can still remember the most important aspect of this film, which is that it's really bad. The Bling Ring is a story about a couple of teenagers based in Hollywood who are so bored that they decide to break into celebrities' houses and steal a bunch of their clothes and jewelry. And I think that concept might have been a good movie, but the execution is just so bad. The characters here are portrayed like these really cool and edgy kids, people you should look up to, oh, the world is so boring, let's just steal a bunch of stuff. Yeah, that's so cool. We're so edgy. Guess we steal things. That's the impression I get from it. Such a character might work if the movie says oh, this is an annoying character, but no, they are the protagonists and they are supposed to be the role models of the movie. I think that's the impression I get from it. And there's nothing in their character that deserves that treatment. If they were consciously breaking in and stealing to criticize, I don't know, the poor distribution of wealth or celebrity culture or whatever, I might have gotten it. As I said, that could have been an interesting movie, but that's not the angle this movie takes. They just break in and steal clothes because they're bored and they want to break in and steal a bunch of expensive clothes. It's a bit like the Hollywood kid equivalent of going around and spraying graffiti on things or something. I don't know. I hated every single character in this movie. Every single one. They are insufferable. But the movie kept defending them. And at the end, one of the characters is going to court and she's having an interview in which she's crying, and it really felt like you should have felt bad for her. But you don't, because she's been annoying the entire movie. Very frustrating, and the technicalities of this movie don't make it any better. The cinematography wasn't just boring, like in most movies, but it was actively bad. There are a couple of shots in there that are literally framed badly. Like, how did this movie even get made? The editing was nothing to write home about, but it wasn't as bad as the cinematography, at least I don't think. But when I'm talking about these technicalities, do keep in mind that I'm not a filmmaker. I'm not even a critic, so, you know, what do I know? And then the performances. I've already talked about how insufferable the characters were, and most of these actors I don't have anything against, so I guess they did a pretty good job, right? I really like Emma Watson, obviously, or I wouldn't do this, but I despised her character. Her character is the most annoying character in any film I've ever watched for this channel. So I guess Emma Watson did a good job, right? Because I really like her as an actress, so portraying an insufferable character is good, I think. Kind of a backhanded compliment, but I mean, it's something, right? That's the only good thing I can really say about this movie. That the characters were very convincing. Unpopular opinion alert, but I really liked her Californian accent in this movie. It really fit her character well, and I've heard many people complain about that accent, but I guess what they mean when they complain about it is that it's a little bit over the top. It's very, very obvious, but I didn't mind. I think it suited her character very well, and I think that bit of over the topness is something that really fit well. So, all in all, this is one of the worst films I've ever seen. And while writing this video, I was really just infuriated. The longer I wrote, the angrier I became. But now that I'm just talking about it, like reading off my scripts, I find it a bit funny. It's definitely one of those it's so bad that it's funny movies. Which is why I can recommend watching it with like friends to make fun of it. But don't watch it alone, and don't watch it expecting anything good. I am giving the Bling Ring a 3 out of 10. Next episode I am going to watch The End of the World. No, that's not right. Wait, what is it? Next episode I'm going to watch This Is the End, so do join me for that, and I will see you then. Goodbye.